Alright guys, house tour number 7, the entryway. Let me show you how I turned this boring builder entryway into this. There's you a little sneak peek. I started by removing all of the door trim, and then I added my own craftsman style door trim. This is super easy to do. The sides are 1x3 primed pine, and the top is a 1x4 sandwiched between two 1x2s. I just brad nailed all of that into place, and then I got to work painting it. I also painted these French doors in Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams. What was once an all-white, boring entryway is now trimmed out in Accessible Beige. This color runs all throughout my house, and I love it. All my doors are this color now. When we first moved in, we had this big blank wall, so I decided to hang this shelf, but I have different plans now. I started by removing it all and repairing the drywall. Then I got to work building an entryway table that I designed myself. It's made out of all wood, but I like painting the legs black because it looks like metal. I did the top in a herringbone pattern, and the stain color is early American, topped with weathered oak. This was a pretty easy build. I put the plans together, and I have them available in my Etsy shop. Check the description for the plans. Now, for all you wood lovers, don't freak out on me. Hear me out. It was way too dark for this entryway. So yes, I'm painting it because it's my house and I can do that. And for all of you doubters, no, it has not shipped. It's been painted for like 2 years now, and it's perfectly fine. Plus, one day I really want to replace this door. How good does that look now, though? Once upon a time, I built this bench. It is a litter box bench for our entryway, but I was wanting something a little bit different. I had dreams of a huge built-in unit in my entryway, so I got to work building it, all from scratch. And because I know some of y'all are going to ask, yes, these are high ceilings. They're over 9 foot tall, but I'm also really short, so I make them look even taller. I'm 4'11". Also, that piece was really hard to get in there. And this is the bench part that I plan on adding drawers to later. Of course, I had to test it to make sure it could hold weight. Once most of the carcass was done, I got to work on the face frame. These are just 1x2s that I put together. And then for the top, to connect it to the ceiling so it looks nice and built in. Once it was all put together, it was time to paint. And the color I'm using here is the same that's on my walls. It's Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams. It's a nice creamy white. And because I do love the warmth the wood tones add, even though I just painted my door, I added some common board that's, of course, stained in early American, topped with weathered oak, the same as my table. These are the drawers that I'm building. And once those drawers were built, I got to work building the doors. I did build these myself instead of buying them because they are expensive to buy, and I saved a lot of money building myself, even though this was not the easiest thing. I added decorative trim to the center to make it a little fancier. And full disclosure, these are the second set of doors that I built because the first ones I didn't build right and they warped. Luckily, I was able to use half the material that I used on the first doors I made. I also made the drawer fronts, which I don't have videoed. The room that's right off of my entryway is my husband's man cave, and the style of it is completely different than the rest of my house. So I added this reeded film so that way it can kind of be hidden a little bit. That stuff is super easy to use and it comes right off. It just sticks on with water. I did build this entryway unit with my cat in mind. We did house her litter box in here for a longest time, and now it's just all my paint supplies. The reason for this switch is because the new litter box we have is a pet safe one, and it scoops itself, and you don't have to mess with it for 30 days, and it doesn't smell. So we bought this little cute door and installed it in the big door so that way she could get into her coat closet. This new litter box is 100% worth switching its location. And this is what we ended up with. Now, I do have a few more things that I want to switch out in here, and I'll tell you in just a second. If you'd like the link to anything that I've used in my entryway, just check the description and I'll have it linked right there for you. I love that this is the first cozy place that my guests see when they come into my house. And as a reminder, this is where we were before I built that huge built-in unit. I am still completely in love with this space, and it's been built for a few years now. But like I said a minute ago, there are still some things that I would like to change, and let's get to that. My entryway table that I designed and built. I had this design in my head, and I was so happy to get it out of my head and into real life. But my style has changed a little bit since then, and this is my Pinterest inspiration that I'm thinking of building next. Which one of these styles do you like best? I'm currently in the middle of a shower remodel, and it's a lot of work, and I'm going to need something a little more simple after that. One thing I didn't consider when building these is the placement of my chandelier. And no, I don't want a flush mount one. I love this one that I found at World Market, but I just need to center it, which is going to be a lot of work, so that's coming too. If you enjoy DIY, home renovation, and home decor, follow me for more inspiration.